So guys, Mr. Dele Farotimi is calling on Peter Obi to change his strategy. He believes that Peter Obi should be more radical, considering the fact that Peter Obi has so many things to use in campaigning against the Tinubu's government. Tinubu has performed woefully, and if Peter Obi should really take the right strategy, I tell you, many Nigerians will not even want to vote Tinubu. Look at the insecurity ravaging the country. It is affecting even the northerners and the southerners. Everybody is in this. So Mr. Dele Farotimi is saying Peter Obi has so many things that he can use to really, water down the Tinubu's government and make them worth nothing for ahead of 2027 election, considering their performances. Now, look at it. The governor of Plateau State has just defected to the APC because Tinubu knows what he's promising them. Despite the fact that his people are being fired every time. Recently there was just an attack that happened like 2 days ago. These people went there with sophisticated weapons. And now the NSA is being accused to be arming Mieti Allah members. These are some of the things that Peter Obi should really use against and the campaign has started because Tinubu is already, coercing other political leaders to join the APC. This is campaign. They have already started campaigning from day one. So Mr. Dele Farotimi is wanting Peter Obi to up the game and also be more radical. But Peter Obi is just who he is. So I want you to take your time and listen to how these men have really taken their time to dissect this topic, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.
All right, one person that we've seen that has been a very outspoken personality in this government, not on the side of criticism, but on the side of how being constructive and looking at leadership in its aspect, is Dele Farotimi. He has gone to detention. He has had some issues with a legal luminary, but his voice still stands very tall. Okafor, Dele Farotimi said, "I'm not going to vote for the Peter Obi that I voted for in 2023." How very dynamic is his voice?
Yeah, he makes a fact to be clear to everybody there that election that I voted for somebody doesn't mean it's a permanent allegiance. Politics doesn't run on emotional captivity. It's not forever. Because I voted for you this time, I must vote for you. The way things are changing, you also need to change. Essentially, there's a lot. We just finished discussion, and I said Asiwaju was also coming on board in 2023. 2023 is actually and supposed to be politically easiest election for all the candidates because nobody was contesting against the incumbent. A lot has happened. The insecurity we have has changed. You understand? A lot is happening. We have foreign interest clearly spread out. Nigeria is now classified as a country of particular concern. We have bandits running riots everywhere. Our farms are in captivity, in the hands of bandits. Our roads are in the hands of bandits. Our schools are actually in the hands of bandits. Our forests, the same thing. We can't travel freely. A lot has happened. What was used to campaign in 2023 is not the same thing today. All of them were singing, "I will remove subsidy." You are not going to come now and tell Nigerians you will remove subsidy. You remove that, Nigerians didn't like it. So when Farotimi said Obi of today, also I think more remarkably, he was saying that Obi is too gentle. He said Nigeria of today does not need a mild reformer. Obi has to prove. Yeah, he tweets, he challenges the ruling party, but there is some element, I will use the word rascality, there is element of ferocity that Farotimi is looking for. He needs a revolutionary leader, somebody that is going to buck the entire trend, somebody that is going to distort the entire system, because you have people that are running the system. They are so integrated in the system with the same old tactics, and the people have been enslaved that they can't even help themselves. If they lock this studio and the key is outside, there's not much you can do from inside. And that's the situation Nigerians have found themselves. You need someone that can either bulldoze or tear something up, something that will not be ordinary. That is essentially what Farotimi is talking about. Extraordinary measures, just like what the Supreme Court interpreted in section 305 of our constitution as to how the president can handle the state of emergency rule. You need that extraordinary measure that is not within the ordinary, and he hopes Peter Obi evolves. He's not locking Peter Obi out, but he says he needs to evolve. If he evolves, then he can still have his votes.
I have my doubts against you, but I will keep it. Now, if you look at Obi, let's estray Obi a little bit, and the Obi that Farotimi supported. Farotimi also said that things and time have changed. What we faced in 2023 is not what we are facing in 2025. Talk more of getting to 2027. Now, I've always said one thing, that Obi is a very selfish person. I've said that several times. He could have set up a structure that will help other people to rise, because in governance, you don't govern alone. You govern with other people. But we have not seen that in Obi, and that's what Farotimi is also saying. If we're to be, for example, there are 2, 3, 4 governors that rode on the back of Obi to come to power, then the voice will be louder. Even the one that he has, the Abia State governor said, I didn't ride on the back of Obi. Now Obi stands alone. In governance, you can be alone, because most of the time corruption always fights back.
That is interesting. Well, the truth is that in life, if you don't adapt to change, you'll be left behind. Obi of 2023 shouldn't be the same Obi that will run if you decide to run for 2027, because the dynamics have changed and things have moved on. We, as today, Nigeria needs somebody who can fight the establishment, but because they are well invested in what is going on in Nigeria. We also heard from the Nigerian government, they know the names of those sponsoring this insurgency. Have they gone after them? No, because they are well invested. So we need somebody that can stand out and let Nigeria trust that I will fight this establishment. Nigeria has been held back by a few people. And Obi, yes, his message in 2023 resonates with a lot of people. But now it goes beyond message. We want to see your body language. We want to see you take both steps, which I wouldn't blame me. He has. Obi of today is more outspoken than Obi that ran in 2023. And Obi, moving forward, there's to limits which you can attack this government. So let's be sincere about that. That to a limit which can you go. Every other person that wants to run, who has spoken more to the people about this government than Obi? Who has come forth to show that I am willing to take this government headlong? Yes, for me, it's a wake-up call. Obi, you need to do more. You need to change more. You need to be more radical. You shouldn't always be politically correct. You shouldn't always quote it. You shouldn't always look to offend people. Say it the way it is. Attack these people. Take it headlong. Yes, he has spoken on a lot of issues when he mentioned when he attacked government, but issue of Obi, he is too nice with his words. Example, when he said this government has lied to Nigerians. He said you have met your revenue targets. How come our local contractors has not been paid? This is the man standing up. But he should know who he is. You don't expect Obi to speak like you your friend now. Sure. There are two different personalities. We all have different approaches to life. That I speak slowly doesn't mean that I am not communicating to people. Sure, will speak, he will shout, he will galvanize people. That is who he is. What you should look at, does this person, as of today, who can you put in front of Obi? Who have come forward? And he said something which was not said. It was about Atiku. He said for today, he doesn't have anything against Atiku. But for him, he will not vote Atiku. He will prefer Atiku to support Obi or get somebody younger. Meaning he has not discarded Obi, but he's pushing Obi to be more forceful, to make Nigeria know that you can fight this establishment. And I agree with him totally. For us to get this country moving on, we want to restart the engine. The engine is dead. And to restart the engine, you need to fight the establishment. Some people make sure that the engine is not working. Are you willing to fight them? Are you willing to set them aside?
We cannot rule out the fact that there are voters and there are also political structures that controls these voters.
Yeah.
We've said so many things like religion, ethnicity, tribe, constituency, senatorial, this thing. These political, will I call them juggernauts or structures of force? Obi has not been able to delve into this political force, which I think is a strong determinant. Even though you have the people behind you, but these other structures control these other people. That's one of the things that I think Obi lack.
All right. I think Farotimi speaking up should be seen as love. You know, the Bible says, "Who the Lord loves, He justifies it."
You would have been a pastor.
if not that I'm with you. All right. So, on a more serious note, for Farotimi to be speaking up, he still likes Obi. He still wants Obi.
Yeah.
He still wish Obi can move forward. You know, that moving forward, the 2023 election, there was a lot of voting that went right, but the counting went wrong. And you have, that's the structure you're talking about. Exactly. No matter how you look at it, you have to have the voting and counting all in your palm. You know, this mentality that things are going to be gifted to you because you know, Nigeria has never seen anybody like you should be thrown, you know, to the background, to the dustbin. That's essentially what Farotimi is coming. Be more revolutionary. You know, a lot of things has to happen. Good words are fine. Criticizing the government once children are kidnapped is fine. You know, once there is a bad headline, you speak is okay. But it goes beyond that. We remember when Jonathan removed subsidy, there was a protest in Lagos in Freedom Park, or what's the name of that park? So there was, musicians were called upon. Asiwaju himself was there protesting. You know, what was the name of Fela Kuti's song, the first song, Family. They were all there. Shoika was there. Akare and the likes were all there speaking up. And there is this physical activism and all that. You know, granted, yes, everyone has his style, but you know, they say there is no permanent ingredient in politics, because it's not a common recipe where you say this must happen. And that is exactly what Farotimi is saying. You may not have that a permanence in style when the problem you are trying to solve is not in a permanent stage. You need to move. You need to make a change. You need to do something different from what you've done before. And I think I am P2B, for example, since this is a specific call, I can call Farotimi to the room. What are those specific things you want me to do? You know, let's look at it. We can work on them. We can do this. I still want your support. I still want your criticism. And we want Nigerians to see us on ballot, and we want to show them what we can do. But you don't have to wait. The idea that it happened just at the dying minute, at the last time, shouldn't be your method at this time. These are essentially what Farotimi is trying to call.
Let's look at the structure Obi employs. We see our current president, we say he's a politician, that's what he does. He calls people randomly and meets with them. We had a lot of Labour Party officials, which incidentally went with the faction that Obi had a soft spot for. We never heard that from either House of Assembly to governor to whatever, National Assembly, senators, House of Rep member, had a meeting or Obi called for private meeting with this individual until all of them were dispersing one after the other. Don't you think this is one of Obi's major issue?
I might not be able to toe that line based on other parties they've moved. The truth is that most Nigerians wanted Obi, and a lot of people got on that right to get to where they are, showing that a lot of them, they don't even have the integrity that we thought. They just enjoyed the ride. They jump onto the vehicle and they got into National Assembly. We expected more from the Labour candidate that went to National Assembly, but what did we get? Right from day one, they started moving. They never believed in the core principles of Obi. But the truth remains that Obi has to change. He has to change the way of doing things. He has to establish, have a complete structure that could guarantee his counting of result. Yes, he has the base that can vote, but he still needs people that can guarantee the result. And for me, that is why he went into that coalition. So he's involved with the ADC coalition, even though he has not joined them formally. That shows a man that's taken stock of his mistake of yesterday. But the Obi of 2023, we know we're not going to an alliance with some names that is mentioned in that coalition. But you see, Nigerian politics, you need everybody on board. Both the so-called good and bad, you need them on board. You need people to guarantee elections. And Nigerian politics is not like, I don't know what a couple of Philip used to say, it's not like a school meeting. You need everybody in the room. You need to have the power of negotiation. As long as you not sitting the life of Nigeria away, but you have to say something in politics. So Farotimi is saying, Obi, for you to move forward, not just voting you, a lot of people spend their money, their time to vote for Obi, and their votes were not defended. Nobody stood up for their votes. Even when they went to court, it was that was spitting fire and the rest. Obi was saying, calm, the institution will take care of it, the court will do this. That it was forceful. So probably that's what Farotimi is saying. Obi, come out forceful. Be presidential. Come out as somebody that wants to lead a country that's in dire need of help. We don't need somebody that will come and tell us, teach us morality. We've gone beyond that. We need somebody that will show us leadership from the front, that will take this country forward. Because what the state Nigeria is now, Nigeria needs somebody that, as I said earlier, that will attack this establishment and get Nigeria right back on track.
All right. Now, they say, I don't know if you know that knife they call it dagger. The Bible call it two-edged sword.
No.
If you do like this, it cuts. If you are bringing it out, it cuts. Now, Obi could have used, because we are extracting and looking at Obi, how he could have done things better in 2023.
Yeah.
But like I said, the sin offering is still at the door. There's 2027. Now, Obi didn't galvanize the National Assembly people. The opposition could have fought for the Senate president. Because if you look at the equation, they could have fought for it. If the whole opposition, Obi could have stand in that gap, for example. That's number one. Obi, like what I asked him, did not bring everybody in labor together, elected official, which he had the power to do. Don't you think these are his own doings?
Yeah, you know, when you see Farotimi, let's call it a criticism.
Yes.
You know, being rolled that he talked about revolution, constructive criticism and brotherly criticism.
Yes.
You know, I want you to improve criticism, not that I want you to fall.
Yes.
It talks about being a revolutionary leader. You know, to be a revolutionary leader, you must be a people manager.
Yes.
You must be a people manager.
Yes.
And you must believe in people. Yes. You know, one of the things Obedience put forward is that our interest is in Obi's presidency. After all, the people they voted in a house and other, where are they? It happened because it was a 9-minute arrangement. You didn't have time to vet those that were in other offices. But the 2027, you can't present same. You have now 4 years to vet everybody that are going to be in the same party or work with you, such that you can do goal realignment. So that when you realign your own voting, your own goal into the votings of those going for the House of Assembly, the House of Representatives, State House of Assembly, the Senate, even governors and all that, you have to now realign yourself. There's no situation where we have only Obi that is good and every other Nigerians are not good. It does not exist. It's a recipe for failure. It's part of the things Farotimi is trying to bring out. When you talk about revolutionary leader, he believes in people and people believe in him. It's a two-way traffic. So he has to have that activation. Why people believe in him, he has to also roll out that people management or believing in people or being able to say, oh, I'm going to work with these people. Obedience should come by now, sincerely. Obedience should have been a party that is not penetrable. Those that are going to be your polling unit agent, by now you would have known them. You do education upon education upon education. You would have seen their resistance to money. You are not going to have Jesus Christ all over in the polling unit. You should have known your polling unit agents. Are there people that can resist money? Are there people that, because we're talking about this mandatory electronic transmission, we are not the one that are going to approve it. You can approve it as a law. You are going to procure it as infrastructure. It has to be tested. It has to be run. And if the Amopitor comes out and tells us that the cost of procuring the infrastructure is prohibitive at this time, that what we had before was not adequate, what will you do? You don't control everything, and you are running against incumbents who will not willfully make the election easy for you. These are the things Farotimi is pointing out. You need to understand that now the person you are fighting is in charge of just about everything. So you need to recognize that. So when you recognize that, your method might shift from what it was in 2023.
Okay, all right. We saw God told Gideon, he said, this whole army, you can win with it. You need to train. And we also know that a mob army cannot defeat a well-regimented, organized army.
Yeah.
The mob is just a mob, but what Obi needs is a well-organized army. This mob that is following him is good, but they need training and direction. That's what Obi needs. I know the Obi that doesn't like us talking about Obi that is bad, but that's what it is right now.
Guys, let me quickly take you through some of the headlines. There is a video, talking about a statement made by Dele Farotimi about Peter Obi. Dele Farotimi has come out to say that Peter Obi should up the game, that it is no longer business as usual, that Peter Obi has so much chances to oust Tinubu come 2027 because Tinubu has performed so woefully. Tell me what Nigerians are resonating with when it comes to Tinubu's performance. Insecurity is there. I mean, can you imagine? Insecurity is there all over the states, even in the north. They are against Tinubu. You have seen videos trending on social media. They have been using, things to tear Tinubu's posters recently in the north. They are tired. People are tired. No work, unemployment everywhere. We don't have foreign investors coming in. A whole lot is happening. And then you talk about the hunger, the hardship, the insecurity, the fuel, the taxes that are to come. A whole lot. And Tinubu keeps borrowing. Recently, the finance minister announced that Nigeria could not reach its revenue target. Nigeria fell short of 30 trillion naira. That is huge. That means Tinubu did not even come close to making profit, let alone succeeding, superseding or exceeding that point. So Peter Obi has a whole lot. I mean, a whole lot. Dele Farotimi is saying, Peter Obi, see, it's not going to be business as usual. You need to up your game. You need to up your game because it is no longer the way you used to see it. Now, Tinubu is forcing more governors to join the APC. Like the governor of Plateau State is said to have joined the APC now upon his people dying, Nigerians. What is happening? Nigerians, it is time for we all to unite. Shebi, how many governors are there? Patapata, they are 36 plus the FCT. Assuming all of them even joined head and entered the APC. Does it mean that Nigerians cannot use this coming election as a revolution to change things? We call on Nigerians. Get your PVC, get ready. Let all the 36 governors be in one party with Tinubu. And let the Nigerian masses be left alone to decide from a clear conscience who to vote for, and let's see what's going to happen. And this is like a wake-up call to every Nigerian. Don't sell your vote come 2027. I mean, do not sell your vote come 2027. Do not sell your vote because enough of this trash that we are seeing. Now, let me read through some of the headlines here. Americans truly own their national identity and protect their country as the most powerful in the world. From childhood, patriotism is taught. Bless America, defend it. They criticize their government fiercely, yet they love the loyalty to the nation. Yet their love and loyalty to the nation remain unquestionable. Yes, we know that. And then that's a lesson Nigerians must learn. Criticize those in power, yes, but fully identify with and stand by the country itself, which is what Nigerians are doing. If you don't love Nigeria, you won't even try to criticize what these people, they are committing a lot of blunder. I mean, this was a creating state police. Okay, Tinubu, let me read this headline here. Tinubu is saying, I brag to US EU partners that Nigeria will implement state police to tackle insecurity. Until when people are dead. And this one says, creating state police in one Nigeria is anarchy pro max. If state governors have power to control those states' police automatically, those who are against the governor will be very far from the state. He go choke them if they make the mistake of creating state police. We need state police at this time. This person, if state police officer come from indigenous people, I welcome it. But if it comes from Mieti Allah group, I stand against it. And this person said, nobody disputes the state police could be transformative for Nigeria's security landscape. If officers are properly trained, equipped, and accountable, the core principle must be true decentralization, allowing each state to independently recruit, manage, and deploy. I mean, manage and deploy your own force. This is just it. Customized to local threats, geography, and also culture realities. I mean, this makes sense. This means ending the problematic practice of federal deployment that include Miyetti Allah affiliated person, often Fulani herders, into forests and remote areas plagued by banditry. These officers are frequently tasked with confronting criminals who share their ethnic Fulani background, creating clear conflicts of interest. A Fulani officer bound by tribal loyalty or kinship ties is unlikely to aggressively pursue, arrest, or neutralize bandits from their own community, undermining the mission's effectiveness and eroding public interest. I think this is just it, you know. If Tinubu says he wants to do community policing, don't bring a Fulani man to Imo State to come and guide Imo State. Does it even make sense, Nigerians? How does it even sound? You know, creating state police is going to be disastrous. Nigerian state governors are going to ruthlessly and tyrantly. It is better we fall into the hands of Nigerian state governors than falling into the hands of terrorists, because people are saying no state policing. Is it not better you are being dealt with by your governor, knowing that one day he will leave that seat, than you falling into the hands of Fulani headsmen and they buy you? Which one is better? So for me, I think state policing is all we want. Now, this person say you need validation from foreigners to keep your own people safe. What a demon. Okay, this person is saying why not implement it first and let your action brag for you? I think this makes sense, Tinubu. Why not act? The reactions are real, you know. So, and this person here said, why not act first and let your reactions? This person says, She na Miyetti Allah, your NSA, the arm. Nice one, Mr. President. Another person bragging to US and EU that state police will definitely happen while bandits kidnap freely and villages burned 2 years in. No bill, no amendment, no audio promise, just audio promise and body bags piling up. Nigerians need action, not international embarrassment, delusional failure, I beg. And this other person here said, Mr. Tinubu, stop deceiving yourself and buying time for evil projects, especially to your 2027 election. While Satan is using you to populate his kingdom, seeing the return of Jesus is at hand, God has given you the huge opportunity to repent, but his hand of protection will be lifted off you very soon. This person wrote long. So Tinubu should just do the needful. God has given you a huge opportunity to repent, but his hand of protection will be lifted off you very soon, and you and your so-called wife and all the pastors in Oduduwa land, whom I believe understand the move of God, will equally be judged by God, because they know very well whom Igbos are, because it is in the Bible and can testify that Nnamdi Kanu is a prophet. You are talking about state police now. Has Nnamdi Kanu spoken seriously about this long ago? Hasn't Nnamdi Kanu spoken seriously about this long ago? God didn't create Nigeria. Human beings like you from the kingdom of hell did, just to fight the people of God, and you are seeing and all you seeing is money from oil and gas. This person says, God will not put you to shame, dear President. The idea of state police will be realistic and workable to control insecurity in Nigeria. In the name of the Most High God, amen. And this person says, unfortunately, Miyetti Allah terrorists, right? So Tinubu is going to set up Miyetti Allah state police led by Miyetti Allah and Ribadu's guidance. State police is the answer to insecurity in Nigeria. If the Southwest, Southeast, South wants to have a regional security, let them have, but not in the North. Our priority in terms of security in the North is not same. The security concerns of a Benue man are different from the man in Sokoto. So what everybody is trying to say is, Tinubu, don't go and bring Miyetti Allah people to come and protect those in Sokoto, in Benue or in Imo State. Let the regions, the different states, set up use their people to protect their environment. So guys, I don't know what you make of all this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.